Hi everyone, this is Julie Denning versus Tim Hilton, played in the 4NCL, and this is the round 2 game. So after my incredible draw in round 1, I am now against an opponent graded 140 ECF or 1770 ELO, which is converted using the formula. I was black this game because usually you have one white and one black in a 4NCL weekend. My opponent kicked off with e4, and I was very tired going into this game because at 4NCL I do have a habit of going to bed at like 2 AM and getting up at 7, so I usually am a bit tired on Sunday's game, but I'm not quite into the drinking bit yet, so I'm not to suffer from any hangovers. Anyway, I played the Caracan defense. So anyone who's watching, you might notice I played the French and the Caracan, so good luck preparing for me. Oh, and I'm also known to chuck in a few Sicilians, and even the Perk, and even e5 once. But anyway, on with the game. Knight f3, d5, and e5, which is already throwing away the advantage. My opponent said after the game that she doesn't study openings, and now we can see why. Knight c3 is much better. Bishop g4, d4, and now e6. So you've noticed I've highlighted the light square bishop because this is basically a French position, but with the bad bishop developed outside the pawn chain, so therefore it's not as bad. Also, after the move bishop e2, black is a tempo up in the position known as from the short system, because in that position black's bishop usually goes to f5 and then to g4. So as a result, black's already equal. However, you must be aware of a trap here. If you play after if white plays c3 and you go c5 and you take, if you take straight away, this happens, and you lose a piece in the game. Well, this actually happened in the game. Bishop e2, knight d7, castles, c5, applying some pressure to d4, c3. Maybe white should consider c4, trying to open it up because of superior development. Because the thing with development advantages is that it's a dynamic advantage, so it doesn't last forever. Like once black catches up in development, which will happen eventually, the advantage goes away. It's not a static advantage, and a static advantage is one that remains forever. Queen, so after c3, I continued playing it a bit like a French, with queen b6, applying more pressure to d4. Also possible is knight e7, takes, knight takes, bishop e3, knight c6 here equalises, with black's careless and plays knight f5. You see the same trick as earlier. The bishop on g4 is a tactical liability, that's the problem, until black castles. Queen b6, b3, just freeing up the movement of the dark square bishop. Knight e7, bishop e3, knight f5, queen d2, f6, a risky move, because now black is left with a potentially weak back with e6 pawn, which is on semi-open file, a bit like the d6 pawn. Black gets denied off Sicilians, so it's potentially vulnerable, but the move's interesting because it's trying to get some activity going and trying to break up white's strong centre. And here a few exchanges occur. And now if you take a look at this position, black's maybe even slightly better here with good central control. The only little disadvantage is that black's king's potentially vulnerable. Like it's hard to find a safe spot, but black's got sufficient activity to compensate for this. And white should maybe continue with something like maybe knight d4 with equality. But here my opponent makes an absolute shocking blunder with rook e1. And see if you can spot the winning move. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knight e4. And what does white do now? Well, there's nothing. How is the queen and f2 being protected? Rook e1 just loses. But now, as I said before the game, I was really tired and I was playing ridiculously fast as well. and I get really careless. Queen c1, knight takes f2. This is the first bad move. Although it wins, if you want a quicker win, you take with the queen, king h1, and now 5 seconds for an absolute killing move, which would probably force resignation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The killing move is bishop h3. If the bishop is taken, then now there is knight fg3 check, and after takes, knight takes g3 is mate. And if rook g1, you see if the black knight was on f2, then it would be mate, so you simply take the knight on f3. And now if white takes, then mate on f2. Oops. Sorry about that. Back to the game. But knight takes f2. It's sufficient to win, but it gives white some chances. My opponent fought for about half an hour here and decided on bishop b5 check. The obvious idea is if I take on b5, then my knight in f2 goes. However, I can do that. So, example, king f7. If I went king f7 in the game, but I can also actually take on b5 because after the king takes f2, there is queen b6 check. Say king f1 takes rook g8, and white's in desperate trouble. White's king's going to get mercilessly hunted down here. King f7, knight d4, knight takes, pawn takes, and here I thought chucking in rook a8 is good, but it allows queen f4 defending d4. I should have took on d4 or gone knight e4. Rook a8, queen f4, and now rook c2, which is a really bad move and gives white a chance here. Instead, I should have gone knight e4. If queen takes g4, then queen takes d4 check, and knight f2 check is going to win next to the queen next turn, or if king f1, queen f2 is mate. Now after rook c2, my opponent actually could have gone knight a3, and now rook b2 is forced, and white's got compensation for the missing pawn. It's probably better here, even after all that. But thankfully my opponent goes knight d2 and misses it. And now after queen takes b5, queen takes f2, queen d3, black is easily winning again. Queen f4, but now I make another bad move. If I go rook g8 here, then it's game over. There's nothing white can do here. It's the multiple threats to the knight and g2. But instead I take on d2. After queen takes g4, f5. Now I'm trying to force the queen off g2, but the problem is that my king's quite open, and white now can throw in a few checks. But after queen h4 check, white has to defend f2, no g2, and then the d4 pawn drops, and now black's 2 pawns up with an easily winning position. But this should have been game over moves ago. I was just really tired. But you can tell now black's easily winning. He's got 2 connected central pass pawns up, an active rook on the 7th. He's winning. I got rook hc8 double up, rook ad1 attacking the queen, but now I can force the queens off. Queen g4. After takes, king g1, rook takes a2. Black's 3 pawns up in an endgame. Rook d4, and here I decided to sack the g4 pawn back to get 2 rooks on the 7th, so I'll do that. King d6, h3, e5, rook d1 and d4, and here my opponent resigned because these 2 connected central pass pawns are going to steamroll her, and also white has to have 2 pieces on the g2 square while both my rooks are on, and I'm just going to play king e5 and then shepherd the pawns forward with the king, and white can't do anything. I mean, white could have resigned this ages ago, but now my opponent resigned, and 1.5 out of 2 in the first weekend against much higher rated players. Easily for NCL like, innit? Well, have you seen from my previous vids, it's not all plain sailing, especially with that Hilton Gambit game. I've got one more game I need to share with you, which is my round 3 game, because round 4 I lost the score sheet and it was graded friendly, so I can't find the moves online, and it was a draw. And round 5 I didn't play because I was dropped and didn't get a graded friendly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I apologise for my poor play after I was winning easily. Nowadays I'd have won that in about 15 moves. But it was a useful win, and one of my best ever wins. And feel free to leave any comments and thoughts. And I hope you're all enjoying the website and you've liked our Facebook page and you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If not, please can you do that? Anyway, thanks again and see ya on YouTube. Thanks very much.